Yeah, my name is Chad Shelton. I work for Absolute Comfort Air Conditioning and Heating out of Houston, Texas. Company has been in business about 36 years. My dad has founded the company and started the company. I've worked for Absolute for about 17 years. We joined SBE, I guess, and started doing everything about maybe a year or less than a year ago. Yeah, I think we really started doing everything major towards the end of last year. You know, the main thing is to make more money. You know, that's the main thing, and to try to change the way we approach the customer. How to retain the customer better and keep them in our pipeline, and also to get a higher average tickets for the technicians and a higher closing ratio. So, we were looking for all of that. We'd like to have a way to track what we're doing and each technician and be able to see what's going on weekly and monthly and yearly on how the company is proceeding. This last year we changed a lot of things. We changed our dispatch program. We changed our phone system. We just kind of wanted to change everything and kind of get into the future. We were kind of stuck in the old ages, writing invoices and stuff of that nature. So we just kind of looking, wanting to move forward. And my dad, kind of researched a couple of different options and decided to go with y'all. My dad went on a trip, I guess, to Costa Rica, and there was some owners that they met that are part of the SBE family, and they were, hyping it up and telling them how they hired a guy from Florida that didn't know anything about air conditioning, and within 1 year he's a $1 million technician. So the $1 million technician is what caught my dad's attention, and then it kind of went on from there. I think the test, the psychological test, or that helps kind of read what a technician's, they're about, what they're good at, what they're bad at, what they're having problems. I think that really takes a good psychological approach to the person itself. I think that really helped us dive in and look at each person individually so we can help them get better at each individual thing. I think selling maintenance agreements. We've always sold maintenance agreements, but it's never been a press. There's never been something that we try to design our company around. So I think that is probably one of the biggest things that we've retained from this. I think we've already got 600 or 700 maintenance agreements sold this year, which is double of what we've done in the past, and the year's only halfway over. So I think retaining customers, year-round work is a huge thing. Here in Houston, it's very seasonal. Trying to set up those maintenance inspections or tune-ups during the slow months is a huge factor for us, especially if you have a nice average ticket for the technician to make money. So just like you said, keeping that revenue stream, more steady than it's up and down, I think that's a great tool that we've retained. Also, the whole sales process. Dove deep into the sales process and training it to the guys and doing it myself. And, it is a little more work, but my average ticket has definitely gone up. I think a lot of the technicians thought they were better at things than they are, including myself. I think it's kind of a good awakening to see where you really are, and compared to other people, and also having the dashboard for SBE is really kind of got a competitive nature in the company, and people actually see how good they really are. No one really knew here, besides how much money you made. No one could really tell you who sold the most maintenance agreements, whose closing ratio is the highest. So I think all of that plays in effect. I think the sales process has, because we're selling a lot more coil cleans and maintenance agreements. we're getting the customer to ask for it versus us telling them what they need. I also go out and do sales and service and maintenance and everything myself. Having more revenue, more money has definitely helped ease a little bit of the stress. I have worked harder, which is good because I'm in better shape. And then also, I guess some of the OMG, reading over that so much, it helps me kind of look at people a little differently, and kind of, not judging them, but seeing, how they react and, to certain things. An aha moment is selling the maintenance agreements and having them doing the tune-ups during the slow time so that we have year-round work. I think that is the most aha moment, because we've always been stuck where you can't do a tune-up unless the weather is right, but the way SBE is set up, you can do a tune-up during any type of the weather. The cost of SBE is very low compared to how much money and revenue you get from it and how much leadership and I would say it's definitely worth the investment, and you can get your technicians to get higher tickets. So it definitely pays off, and it's a good model to run your company. Even though we haven't changed everything, we're slowly kind of changing towards it. But it's definitely made our tickets double versus last year. I mean, our top guys have increased, 10, 20%, but a lot of our lower guys have doubled what they've made, so it's very good. I love to hear the stories from the technicians. We have, bi-weekly meetings, 2 different meetings a week, and I love to hear the guys talk about how, they brought in the customer outside and showed them the unit taken completely apart, and how the customers say, well, I've never had that done before, and how they're closing the sale without really closing the sale. The homeowner is doing it for them. And so I love to hear those stories. It's always been in our, driven to us sell, and now it's more, show, and let them come to their conclusion of what needs to be done. So I like that approach, and you don't have any pressure on you, so I like that approach. I think that's the best thing I would take away.